want to talk about karma and how people actually don't understand what they're doing with people's lives. When you talk to a person's ear canal, whether it's for petty chit chat, false authorities of parenting, educators, or even entrepreneurs and customers, politicians, police officers, believe it or not, you're punishing them for one thing: having activated someone to life on planet Earth. There is temporal theft and there is eternal theft. Temporal theft is to pick up money that does not belong to you and spend it. That's temporal theft, and it's understandable. Eternal theft is to pick up the earth and put it together, and then pick up a baby's ear canal and force them to knee the earth. That's called eternal theft. If anyone touches your ear canal, they're charging you for eternal theft. They're doing karma for that, which means the karma for picking up the earth is to hear sound until the earth ends. Because the only way that you could suffer, one might consider you need to have a soul. You see, people that farm on earth, they have to go to hell. People that put buildings on earth, they have to go to hell. Because they eternally stole blood that didn't belong to them. See, the earth belongs to all of us. So you have to ask permission. It's like, for instance, a house belongs to whoever lives there. So if one of the guests wants to throw a party, they have to ask everyone else permission because it's going to affect everyone. Even though it's your house, it's other people that live there. Planet Earth is like that. Planet Earth is people thinking about all of us, even when it's just them by themselves. Because if you put a building on Earth, eventually what people do in that building is going to be a mentality that comes to my existence, depending on how vast that mentality and that popularity spreads. And then before you know it, I'm going to be subjected to it because no one asked my permission if buildings should be used that way and for that reason. Every room of a house has to be accounted for by those who live there, whether it's the attic, the basement, the kitchen, whether it's a technical room, a guest room. We can't go to sleep and there'd be a party in the billiard room and we didn't even know about it because we might say someone's breaking into our house or someone's using our house. So everyone has to give account to everyone in that house for what goes on there. Now, of course, you go into your bedroom or the kitchen yourself. You don't have to explain what you're doing. But if you were to ever do something that the other guests were not doing and it would affect all of you, anything that affects everyone in the house has to be asked permission. But if it's just the guests, people just doing their own thing and it's not going to ever affect anyone else, then perhaps you don't have to ask. The reason I say this is because when you pick up the earth, you eternally stole from the universe and from other people in the universe. So the consequence for that is to be an eternal being who can never die. That's the consequence first, okay? So for instance, if somebody talks to me every day and they make it mandatory, they're paying me for that crime. Customer and employee, that's the payment. Which means y'all wake us up every day and talk to us, keeping us in eternity, which means y'all are saying that we did that to someone. Y'all are saying you eternally stole, so we're going to make you an eternal being. We're going to keep on, harming you. We're going to keep using your ear canal because you're going to be punished for picking up the earth and touching other people's blood. I'm like, but I never did that. So every time a customer touched my ear canal, they're punishing me for what farmers did. Every time anyone touched my ear canal, they're punishing me for what mothers did. Which means they're telling me that I picked up the earth or I picked up a baby. I never did. But they're punishing me for it as though I did it. Okay? I say that because their excuse for all of this is I have debt and people say that I'm a thief. They say I stole money in life. Okay, that's what they believe. And because they believe that, they feel like they have a right to punish me for farming and maternity. But I'm like, no, that's a different crime. See, if you pick up the earth and put it together, people have to use your ear canal as an authority because you subtly force people to do stuff so that anyone could use your ear canal and tell you what to do. Okay? Mothers and all the people that put this earth together, you don't have rights in heaven. If I tell you, come pick me up right now, you have to be outside my door. I don't care who you are. If you're a mother and you picked up the earth, put it together, you have to do what anyone tells you to do. Like you don't have any rights at all. Because if you don't go through that, you're going to be electrocuted for all of eternity. That's the only way to avoid it. And no one's going to be so cruel to you, that. But that's the idea. The idea behind it is the price for what you've done is for people to use your ear canal at any time and to tell you to do anything. And you just have to do it. That's why when mothers say no, if a child asks the mother for a toy for Christmas, for instance, let's say a child say, Mommy, can I have a Lego set? If the mother says no, she's going to hell forever. Because while she's saying no to that child can't say no to pissing and pooing and peeing and other people using their life. See, we can never say no except through suicide. So if people that force you to be in that condition ever tell you no, they are going to be electrocuted for all of eternity. But I can tell a person no because I never put anyone in this situation. And yet I have to stand on my legs for 8 hours a day and be beat to death and threatened to be homeless while being domestically abused because people are punishing me for what farmers did. People are punishing me for architectures and engineers did, for what people who go in the coal mines do, for what people who put these buildings together, people that put nations together, what politicians get together, and all these stealthy people that are, stupid people. They're punishing me for what they did. They're punishing me for mothers, maternity wards, and educators. But I never did those things. Something else I want to say is this. Understanding is the gift that we bring to each other. Understanding is for those who have not sinned, as well as those who've sinned, but it just depends. But misunderstanding and a lack thereof is for anyone who has sinned on planet Earth. For instance, customers don't understand employees, nor do employers. They treat us like trash. Well, everyone who's ever put a child on earth, or everyone who's ever broken the laws of science on purpose that affected other people's lives, as the person couldn't avoid what you did, they're supposed to never really have people understand them. Okay, like for instance, people understand my roommate. They're nice to him. Everyone who's nice to him is going to be electrocuted for all of eternity because what he's doing to me is not able to be understood. You see, you pay people for the crimes they do. Let me ask you all a question. How many of you are confused as to why I have debt? Because I'm not. First of all, I have a nervous system that I've been having since I'm 7 years old. I was raised in 21 years of child poverty. I was held hostage by my stepfather. And then the guy that I'm with, he actually was with me. And everybody knew this to make me homeless. And so part of that was me not having a job, him falsely supporting me, then him trying to keep me back from being functional mentally, and then accusing me of harming him to justify violence that people could do, and then ultimately to beat up on me and make me homeless. And so I have debt. It's the journey is hard, but the debt is easy. I just didn't have the means to do it. I didn't have a job. I didn't have the means. And even when I got the money to live, it wasn't enough to substantiate leaving a dangerous situation. So then it maintained comfort that's very little in the danger. And nobody would ever gamble with comfort and danger and pay a bill from the past in which the danger was actually forged. If it wasn't for that stuff, I wouldn't be here today. So it's kind of like for me, credit turned out to be a justification for electrocution. I'm not interested. I'm being electrocuted. So you're not going to see one pretty penny of what people use to justify it. If people had used anything but credit and money, I would pay back every penny. But it's because people use credit. I didn't know credit could be used for that. I know we have a low credit score. I know people can't trust us. I know people like get your credit. But I didn't know it could justify electrocution, decomposition, hatred, violence, sleep deprivation, domestic violence, family event. And because it did those things, I'm never going to pay it back. It's not a lukewarm situation. I'm not going to ever do it. Bottom line. Okay. Now, the funny thing about it is that with this, I want to say that everyone can understand why a thief steals money. Okay. Everybody knows why. Because the only way to get comfort robbed after birth is through money. So that's easy. Let me ask you all a question. How many of you understand why third world poverty reproducers sever the umbilical cord? How many of y'all understand that? How many of you understand why red-eyed, yellow teeth, hard as bricks and rocks, skin and feet in Africa have sex and multiply when there is no house of fresh water? How many of y'all understand that? How many of y'all understand why mothers want to have a family if they love a man so much, all of a sudden they bring a third wheel that causes problems, divorce, cheating, infidelity, to teach it its alphabets and then eventually have no contact with it for the rest of its life after the age of 18? How many of y'all understand? How many of y'all understand why people want to educate us just to die? How many of y'all understand it? Well, I don't understand that. And because I don't understand it, I don't have to give understanding to anyone, which means I can mess up on a job and not be fired. I don't have to pay my bills and not get arrested because understanding, wisdom said, I love those that love me. I am understanding. Understanding is given to understanding, but understanding is not given to misunderstanding. See, you know why I would take money out of a register. Because I need it to not be electrocuted. That's just the truth. But I don't know why you want me to be electrocuted. I don't know why you want to sell me food after giving it to me for free when I was a baby because I was helpless and I'm still just as helpless as I was then now. I don't know why you put homeless shelters on the earth. I don't know why you distribute food that makes us hurt. I don't know why you distribute food in a way that hurts. I don't know why you want us to clean up a table behind cut. I don't know why you do customer service when we don't even have everyone in the house in the car. I don't know why you put public bus stops on earth and accept it rain as a possibility to happen. I don't know why you let people swim when we don't even have people that can move fast on the land. because they don't have vehicles of transportation. I don't know why you allow low income and high income. I don't know why you pay people in skyscrapers six-figure salaries to $1 million and pay us dimes and nickels that do laborious tasks that are very decomposing. I don't know why we even have word-retentive education and occupation. I don't know why you thought celebrities were more important than people that are manufacturing resources of science. I don't know. I don't know why you thought people were ugly that are nothing more than unresourced. I don't know why we need adjectives to do an equitable scientific projection in which rest and motion is all we need to do and we're finished. I don't know why you multiply just to die. And because I don't understand that, I can mess up with anything because I don't have to give you what you're not giving. You're not giving me understanding. You're giving me confusion, misunderstanding, violence, hatred, hostility, marred situation. You give me deformity, distortion, perversion, the unexplainable, the unbelievable, the myth. So why would I all of a sudden be understandable to you? I think money problems are easy to understand. Y'all talk like that's a hard thing. Y'all have talk shows like, okay, so today we're going to talk about the biggest challenge that we face as women today. One of our biggest challenges is how to stay independent and not depend on someone else for what we're trying to get done. How many of y'all have lived with a man and been accused of being a leech? And you had to get out of that relationship because it was toxic and deadly. And the reason I'm saying this is because I think all Black women are associated with leeches. And even though we built for ourselves a strong, sturdy reputation of material wealth and independent womanhood, there's still that gray area where people look at us as, you know what, baby, daddy, leeches. We always try and get that child support. We always trying to get that extra dollar. So I always say to develop a financial start and independence in your life, you want to start with opening up 2 bank accounts. One, you're going to have as your bank account. The other one you're going to have as a retirement plan. That's the first thing. Take one of your checks and deposit in your bank account. Take another check and deposit your retirement plan. That retirement plan, you're never going to touch that. That is really a retirement plan. And put it in a high interest, rolling over invested credit union bank. In this bank, this is what you're going to live off of. So in essence, your salary is cut in half. If you make $6,000 to $5,000 a year, you cut that in half. That's how much you really make. You low income motherfucker, but you high retirement. You ready? You will be ready for retirement when half that check. So if you make $60,000 a year, by the end of that year, what you're going to have for retirement is $30,000, and that looks really good when that starts adding up. Motherfucker, you can really live really well when you need to, because the working years of your life, you don't need to party hardy. You need to work and be responsible. And y'all have people like that, and they act like money is a huge problem. Money is not a problem. What's a problem is decomposition, electrocution. That's the problem. Someone being electrocuted because people could hike a mountain and not be afraid. People could put plates in their bottom lips and not scream bloody murder. Money is not my problem. Because if I didn't have a nervous system, I would shoot as many people as I could, and then I'd let y'all kill me as the consequence for it. But I wouldn't really shoot people. I'm saying that express like I wouldn't care for the human race. I would do anything to be destructive and go. I can't stand the human race. Which means my nervous system is the only reason why I'm even talking about this. Because without my nerves, I don't give a shit about anybody. I don't give a shit what's my nerves. It's just you all are electrocuting me through my nervous system. So I have to care about everything. You know? But I said this because you all give us a lot of things that are hard to understand. It's hard to understand why a human being wants to punish a person just for being born. But it's easy to understand why a person wants comfort after birth. And because you all gave us things that are hard to understand, we don't have to be understandable to you. Which means people that support life on planet Earth, they don't have to understand anything. Because we can't understand you. I can't understand why you wanted to put toilets on Earth, why you wanted to put diapers on Earth. I can't understand that. Because I wouldn't do it. The same way you don't understand how a person could steal and have debt is the same way I don't understand how you have toilets, plumbing, and diapers. So your misunderstanding is easy. I need comfort robbed after birth, but I don't know why you even allow birth to happen. I think y'all are absolutely stupid.